Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is X Bones, and we're back to another episode of Noob to Pro. Let me go ahead and minimize this. Alright, so this is the series where we basically are grinding a relatively brand new account. I say relatively just because I've made, I don't know, 3-4 episodes now of this this new series. And so each episode I just plan on playing hopefully a few games per episode. Depending on the episode, it might be a couple. It just depends on what all we have to do. Like when I eventually do some different deck building type stuff, I'll probably showcase some of like my strategy for building decks, and then that might take up a good portion of the video, so I might only play one game, stuff like that. It could vary, but I want to make sure that I capture as much, if not everything, on camera. I think the only thing that I have not done on camera for this series is purchase the battle pass. I was going to making a purchase on the computer screen, and just to make sure no information was revealed, I kind of did that off camera. But all the gameplays I've done so far, any sort of things that I've done to manage this account, has all been done on camera. So I plan on continuing that. It's going to be a long journey, especially because I don't plan on solely playing just this account. Especially off camera, I have other accounts that I'm like, I don't know, vigorously playing, aggressively playing, I don't know. So I'm just putting a lot of time and effort into other stuff off camera, not as much stuff on camera with this one in particular. So the progress might be a little bit slow, might be a little slower than what the average new player, if they started along at the same time as me, you're probably a little bit ahead of me. But I plan on playing a lot more through this upcoming set, essentially. So we're now into this new Tarkir set. I purchased the battle pass just because, like, I feel like if you were to buy anything as a new player, the battle pass is, I'm calling it battle pass, but they call it mastery pass. But it's basically the same thing. But it's essentially like the most valuable thing you can purchase towards like building up your collection, and it kind of gives you something to play for. You think about hopping on every day, you want some kind of challenge, and I think it's good to have like little challenges and quests. So they do have those which give you kind of gold as a reward for it, which you could use towards building your account and building up your collection. But I don't know why, I just had a little brain fart, but having the mastery pass gives you something that you could gradually see progress and get rewarded for it along the way. So it's super valuable. It's a huge motivator for playing. So I recommend it. I recommend it. So for this account, I decided to purchase the Mastery Pass. This is actually the only account I purchased the Mastery Pass on. My other accounts, I plan on grinding those and trying to earn the Mastery Pass in those other accounts. We shall see what happens with some of those other ones. I have various amounts of gold or gems on my other accounts, but this one I decided to kind of like fast track us to getting the pass right away for essentially day one. This is not exactly day one, but this is my first day hopping on here, and like I said, I plan on playing on this account pretty frequently in order to grind it out. Anyway, enough of that. So along with the Mastery Pass, the things that you get right away, they give you a card sleeve, which is pretty cool. They give you an avatar, which I think I probably will switch to this guy. They give you a companion or pet, whatever it's kind of called, and you get this card as well. So this is Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant. This is a legendary creature. It's got 2 power, 2 toughness. Costs a total of 2 mana to put it into play. 1 in a red. It says when Sarkhan enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Sarkhan. Until end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains flying. So Sarkhan's kind of a unique character in the game's story, in particular Tarkir's story. I'm not a super expert on all the details behind each character, but this is a guy that apparently a human that can turn into a dragon, you know. It's kind of interesting. But that behold mechanic, you have to reveal a dragon card from your hand, or choose a dragon you control. So if you control a dragon in play, you know, it counts as beholding. So yeah, so if you do the behold thing, you get to create a treasure token when this thing comes into play. That's kind of cool. I wonder if there's any baby dragons in the set. Baby dragons are pretty valuable because in the early turns you kind of want things that support dragons like Sarkhan, or if you have a baby dragon that costs a little bit of mana, you can put that into play. So I probably will attempt to create a dragon deck on this account, but we'll see. So go ahead and claim all this stuff. It's pretty cool stuff in my opinion. What is this? Oh yeah, so they got some emotes and phrases and stuff like that. Pretty cool. I like all the different clans that are part of Tarkir. Also, in the inbox, you can see they got weekly announcements, which we could look at that if we wanted to, but I'm skipping it for now. And then pretty much every set that comes out, they give you free packs. So we're gonna go ahead and claim these. These are 3 free Tarkir Dragonstorm packs. So that's pretty cool. So if we look at our packs, we're pretty loaded up. We got 5 of these, or my bad, 3 of these, 5 of these Ether Drifts. We got some of the Alchemy ones, Pioneer Masters, whatever. So there's just a ton of stuff here. We will eventually open these. Ooh, 6 Alchemy Brothers War. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, so we'll eventually open this stuff. See where we're at. It's been a while since I hopped on here. Oh, let's look at this real quick. Mastery. So we're currently at level 1. Interesting. Okay. So this top track is the free track, and the bottom track is, we get both of them as we progress. The bottom track is essentially the one that we purchased for the Mastery Pass. I think some of the cool things besides packs, which to me is like the biggest thing, you get cards, you get to add towards your wild card tokens, but also these mythic card rewards. Every time you earn one of these, you get a mythic card, a guaranteed mythic card, which is pretty huge. It's pretty awesome to get probably a really powerful card. Rares and mythics for sure are the best cards you can collect, but usually mythics you can't go wrong on. I think there's probably some mythics that may not be the best card, or they're very unique and niche in where you use them. But in most cases, mythics are typically the strongest cards in the game. So to get a guaranteed mythic is great, and it, as opposed to just a pack where you have like a slight chance at a mythic, but more likely you're gonna get a rare. And similarly, where like there may be some mythics, I think there's even more rares that are maybe niche and not the best cards to get. But in general, like I said, I think mythics on average are more powerful cards on average, and that's usually how they determine their rarity. But sometimes it's kind of based on some other little weird stuff. But and then I think along the way we get some different cosmetics, and we also get to upgrade our like little companion pet, which we're gonna look at that now. So right now, this is the avatar that we have, which is the Chandra. We're gonna switch. We're gonna switch though, because Chandra is essentially like, you can get her for free.
Our kinship ensures our victory.
I don't know if I want to click on every one of these because they're gonna say something, but
The shadows. This war. I've got them all. There's nothing Let's tear this. Apologies
so
for the smell.
these are all the ones that are available initially on the account that you get to just equip for free essentially. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so these are some of the other new avatars. Probably got to purchase them some type of way, whether it's gold or whatever
A word
else.
of advice: keep running and never look back.
Kind of wouldn't mind some of these other ones. Kind of cool. I kind of want this guy too, this Cruel Claw. But we got this one, and since this one is one you get with the pass, maybe not everyone has one of these. Let's see what it says. Loss of Sarkhan Spark. Huh. Okay. I'm not reading this out loud, but anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and set him as default. So Sarkhan is our new guy. I'm trying to think of my other accounts. I got Kaido, Teferi, Jace, and I forget her name, but anyway. so this one's unique to this account. Card sleeves. Okay, so we got this as our card sleeve. I'm cool with that. This other one's cool too. Not bad. But I think I like this one slightly more. So we'll keep our current card sleeve. Companion. We now have a companion. We previously did not have one of these guys, so now we have one. And this one is the Jeskai statuette. Interesting. Okay. So set that as default. Emotes. I think we have none. We have none at the moment. We have no titles. No titles at the moment. So that's it. That's it for kind of new cosmetic-ish stuff or whatever. This is the store. Let's see what we got in here. They got some cool new lands. I've looked at these earlier. These are pretty cool looking. I think this blue one's like one of the best looking ones. You can really see like the head of the dragon a bit and its eye. And then it has this, little blue water drop symbol in the eye. And so yeah, I mean, dude, if we had enough gold, it would be tempting to try to get some phrases or these little emote stickers, but we have nowhere near the gold for it, and I don't know if that's worth exchanging our gold for this. Just because, like, when you have a new account, you kind of want to prioritize getting cards themselves. Now, this would also be pretty cool too, collecting all of these. So you get the avatar and a card sleeve to go along with it. So there's 1, 2. This is the Jeskai, the Sultai, Timur, Mardu, and Abzan. So if you don't know what those mean, those are all the 3-color combination. Ooh, weird. 3-color combinations. They all have names to color combos. So red, white, and blue is Jeskai. Black, green, and blue is Sultai. Red, blue, green is Timur. red, white, and black is Mardu, and black, green, and white is Abzan. So it took me a while, honestly, to remember all those. When I started, I wasn't quite aware of those. Um, but it's pretty cool because every color combo has its own like unique playstyle. Has certain strengths and weaknesses to each of those. So this is interesting. So they got some new sagas. It looks like. I'm really a really big fan of sagas. Man, I really like sagas. The classes are really cool, and what's it called? And planeswalkers. I'm a huge fan of a lot of the different card types that they've added to Magic over the years to really make the game a little more like complex and unique and stuff like that. So anyway, let's not waste much more time here. Where did we leave off? I think I did some of the color challenges. Yeah, I mean, we need to do a little bit of everything. Oh, okay. I see. So we're actually right at the point of playing against a live player. I think this is an auto win because win or lose, I think you get to complete this challenge. I wonder if I should. I wonder if I have the ability to edit this deck. I don't know that I do, but I wanna try editing this deck just to see if it's possible. Alright. Anyway, go ahead and let's see if we can edit the deck. So what I wanna do is I just wanna what are we throwing here? Explosive derailment? Oh, let's just well yeah, let's just throw that in there. Explosive derailment. Boom, done. Now I just wanna see if we go to the color challenge and we inspect the deck, is it in here? It is not. So yeah, so there's no point in editing this deck outside of here because the edit change won't show up here. It's probably a good thing because I think in years past when I did this color challenge, I was able to edit the base deck and then play with the base deck edited, and it's probably unfair to other players that are also playing this little color challenge. But so we will be playing against a live opponent, a live person. So right now it's searching for some matchmaking so we can match up with somebody. See what we got. Chicarelli. I think that's how you say the opponent's name. We're playing red. I'm not a huge fan of red. My opponent has default sleeves, default a Johnny character, and no companion. And we're both playing red. Oh, look at that. Nest Robber versus Nest Robber. Might be a even matchup here. Both playing red. Okay, opponent plays a Nest Robber. Nest Robber versus Nest Robber. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna play a Mountain. Play this Molten Ravager. Go ahead and attack. My opponent might have like a fireball or something. No. Or I should say shock. The little 1 mana shock. What's over here? Sometimes you can click on stuff on the okay, 10th Street Cadet. See what my opponent has cooked up. Another nest robber. Interesting. Opponent's attacking with everything. Gonna try to block one. Okay, interesting. Okay, I kind of think this is a must play thing here.
Daddy,
But
I
how do we want to play this?
This is different orange.
This is really
This
tough.
is different orange.
Yeah, go back upstairs.
But can you open it? Can you open it? Daddy, can you open it? Oh, go back upstairs. Go back upstairs.
Man, I kind of wish I played this a little differently. Yeah, this is not how I wanted to play this.
Exactly. And I pick it
This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. I gotta play this really carefully. Really carefully. Because, like, I'm on the brink of death, and my opponent can use the Goblin Tunneler to get something through on the next turn, so... Tough. Okay, so he blocks her. Okay, this is kind of a good sign. Ooh, okay, so he hits me with the Storm Strike. Okay. That sucks, but I'm okay with that. Man, this is honestly a tough battle. I have no idea what's in his hand. Oh, Goblin Gathering. Okay. Man, that really sucks. So he's smart. My opponent is smart. Okay, interesting choice. Clearly, I'm gonna block that guy. I can't block the other one. So this is tough. This is a really, really tough choice. But I think this is the route to go. I'm hoping... We'll see. It's a close match because I'm hoping my opponent tries to attack with the little goblin dudes. He can only sneak one guy through. He attacks with everything. Interesting. Okay. Oh, he has a spell to finish the game. It wasn't much I could do. Was not much I could do there. Not much I could do there. I was debating how I could play it differently. I probably made at least one mistake at some point in the game. It is what it is, but so we lost, but wow, look at this. We get a free card sleeve. Cool. So let me just go back to the color challenges. If I go to the color challenges, oh wow, okay. So we got little rewards here. 200 gold, some, these are what the wild cards look like. This is an uncommon uncommon wild card. This is a common wild card. We got this card style, just so happens to be the card that killed us. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Claim it, and then all of these are complete. Because the last challenge is to play a live opponent. Win or lose, you get to complete that challenge. So we've completed all the red. If you go back, we got white,
I will be there.
we got blue, we got
I'm
black,
not just fear.
I think I'm a decent enough
obviously red is
dancer.
already done, we got green,
Animals I
so
like. People, not so much.
anyway. And I want to see something else. Let's go to deck. Collection. Okay, nothing else? Back to deck. Okay, so this one, this is the one we recently completed. So I think all the decks or all the cards that are available for this is just already here. I may try to edit this deck in a way to make it a little more competitive. I'm trying to debate here. This Explosive Derailment is not a bad card. It's kind of an interesting card. Okay, so I think I have an idea for editing this deck, but before we do that, I think I want some wild cards. So maybe we should do a pack opening. You know what? Hold on. Before we do that. So I guess Spark Ranked is what we haven't played yet. Okay, I got it. All right. Let me just check time, just so we can be aware of where we're at. Okay, so close to 30 minutes. Man, do I want to open all of these? Yikes! It's a lot to open. Don't know if I want to open it all at once. Okay, I got an idea. I know how I want to do this. Let's go back to decks. Let's first begin to do a little editing. Storm Strike is actually tempting to keep in the deck, but I think I'm getting rid of Storm Strike. I think I want to get rid of this. I might want to get rid of this 10 Street Cadet. We'll see. Goblin Tumbler. Probably want to get rid of him. Probably want to get rid of the Nest Robber. I actually kind of like Burn Bright. That was kind of powerful. Molten Ravager. Let's get rid of him. I want the Raid Bombardment. I want Goblin Gang Leader. Um, I guess I could take one Goblin Trash Master. I really want the Ogre Battle Driver. The Immortal Phoenix. Don't need that. Escapable Blaze. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Kinetic Dragon and Siege Dragon. I like this card, but it's kind of an expensive dragon. It's kind of an expensive dragon. So I want Shock. 10th Street Cadet. Do we want 10th Street Cadet?
I can't do Patrick. Oh, I don't want that game. That game's good too. Wait. That's it. What did this see my diesel?
Go upstairs, baby.
So's at the door. Daddy, Daddy, so's at the door now.
Go upstairs, please. Go upstairs.
With that one, the cabin.
Okay, so I want more of this Raid Bombardment card. I think this is a pretty strong card. Honestly, I kind of like this card. Don't know if I'm gonna make 2 copies of it. I don't know yet, but I'll just throw it out there. So I like this Sure Strike better than the Storm Strike. Although this does allow you to scry. Scrying is pretty huge. I think I want a couple of those. I don't know if I want Explosive Derailment. I do like that you can destroy an artifact with it, but I wouldn't mind a couple more of the Goblin Gang Leader. And then the other stuff I want, probably going to need to search it. So first thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna switch this from Alchemy to Historic, and I'm gonna search for a couple of cards. I think one of them is Impact Tremors. So we're gonna have to select not collect it because we don't currently have it. So Impact Tremors. Okay, so interesting. There's there's a uncommon version of it. Okay, so Impact Tremors. This is a card I believe that we want, and then another card I want is Krinko. So essentially, this is how you search for cards. You can type stuff in. There's different types. How should I say this? There's different ways you can keywords you can use to search up stuff. Let me see here. That's interesting. I'd have to figure out a way to get artifacts in order to utilize that ability. I kind of like this card. This is the main one that I want. Um, what's the name of that other goblin? What is his name? Just want to see something here. So honestly, I kind of want to lower my mana average and get some cheaper like 1 and 2 mana cost creatures, because right now we just have 10 Street Cadet, and he's not the strongest like 1 mana cost goblin that I could put into play, but there's also Goblin Bombardment. This would be a good add as well. And I'll kind of explain the deck a little bit in a minute, but for now, let's just search for what I'm looking for. Okay, so this would be a good card to add. Hmm. Okay, here we go. Here's Squee. Okay, so, all right. I think for now. Okay, so this is another good card to add to this Sear Slicer Goblin. And you know what? Let me just look at my mana average. So 2.6, it's not bad. Let me see. Okay, so this Goblin Gang Leader, I think we should take that down. I think I should add this Sear Slicer Goblin. And then honestly, like this would be a good card to add. But I like if I had room to add a bunch of other little one mana cost goblins, I would go down to the 1 mana cost 1 mana goblins. But the card I'm kind of interested in, honestly, kind of interested in this guy. I'm just gonna throw him in there. So this is kind of not great, only because the majority of my goblins are coming in at the 3 spot. So turn 1, ideally I get a 10 Street Cadet out Turn 2, maybe we get the impact trimmers out. I only have one turn 2, you know, I only have one turn 2 creature at the moment. There's not a whole lot of other turn 2 plays because there's impact trimmers or obliterating bolt. Turn 3, I honestly don't want the Burn Bright card in my hand until a little bit late game, but I could potentially have this Ferocification card, which I don't know. This could be iffy, honestly. But then I have a bunch of other stuff. The Goblin Gathering cards, general, whatever. And then I want to get the Raid Bombardment down so that I can just attack, and be able to do a bunch of damage through just the Raid Bombardments triggering off. Goblin Gang Leader is honestly a pretty huge card. I kind of want another one, but... And then honestly, I'm thinking about booting the Goblin Trashmaster. Because even though it will power up the goblins and I can destroy an artifact with it, it just doesn't... It's just not exactly what I want. What I'd rather, instead of the Goblin Trashmaster, I'd honestly rather this like Goblin Chieftain. Other goblin creatures would get +1/+1 and have haste, and it's 1 mana cost cheaper. It's kind of what I want. Let me just see something here. I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to build this deck. I'm literally just trying to throw something together. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. Simply because if I get down the Goblin Chieftain, ideally I want to be able to put Krenko into play, and then he has haste immediately. So I'm gonna see what it costs to craft this. So I need 4 common wild cards, 4 uncommon wild cards, and then 4 rares, which is kind of expensive, honestly. If you're new as a beginner and you're building a deck, I recommend trying to build from the cards that you have available. Like literally throw whatever you have into a deck and build out of what you have available. I specifically want to build this way. I may make some tweaks and edits to this deck. We'll try it out and see how it plays. But for now, we're gonna try this way. I'm gonna hit the done button. It's gonna tell me that it's invalid because I don't have the wild cards to craft it. That's okay, because I'm gonna attempt to get the wild cards. So now I have a bunch of packs to open. I'm pretty much just gonna go down the line and open packs until we have enough wild cards. So what do we get? Interesting. So we got Zergo. That's pretty cool. Okay. Interesting. Nature's Rhythm. Okay. Some interesting cards. Don't know 100% what we'll end up using out of this stuff in the future, but sometimes when you get stuff like this is just straight up a wild card that you get added. Let's continue. Let's open up these Ether Drift ones. So I opened up 5 all at once. So we got, okay, we got a mythic. That's cool. Okay. Got some decent cards. Okay, let's see where we're at. So up here you can see this is how many wild cards we have collected so far. This shows you the progress towards earning a new wild card. So a couple more things, I'll be able to get another rare. So I'm gonna open 3. Okay, so we got another rare. So we got here. Ooh, okay. Huh. Ooh. That's interesting. That's kind of unique. Okay. Let's keep on opening. Keep on opening. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time looking at each one of these, but anything that kind of stands out to me. That's pretty cool. Starfield of Nyx. I kind of like that. Alrighty. We still got a little ways to go because we need at least one more rare. Boom, boom, boom. Phyrexian Arena, that's a huge card. Slag Storm. Huh, okay. Definitely like some of those cards. Let's open up these Duskmourn cards. This is an interesting card too. The Peer Past the Veil. Okay. Alright, looks like we're almost there. Let's do these alchemies from Duskmourn. This is a very unique card. This is a very unique card. So some of these future decks that I plan on creating, I like House Meld for blue decks. But yeah, some of these, future decks that I plan on making, it'll be pretty much purely out of what cards we have available. So just because at some point we're not going to be able to continuously open up packs to get more wild cards, but so we opened up a bunch of those packs, didn't necessarily get specifically the cards that we like want or need to build the deck that I just put together. And I could build something completely different, but I just wanted to slightly edit that starter deck into strictly a goblin tribal deck. And so like I said, I just opened up enough packs to get enough of this wild card progress to get us 4 rares, and we should have enough of the common and uncommon. So I'm gonna go back to our decks. You can kind of see here it's already giving us a little symbol that lets us know we can go ahead and craft this, but we're gonna go ahead and look at it. And one other thing, got Lightning Strike. That's actually a good card too. Okay, so one other thing, initially all these cards start off alchemy, because alchemy is essentially the base format of digital magic, which is arena. This version of magic digitally is arena. Magic Magic the Gathering Arena, MTG Arena, whatever you want to call it. So Alchemy is sort of their base format, and that's so a lot of their starter decks all start out as just Alchemy decks, I should say. And so I switched it to Historic because you have a much bigger card pool of things that you can choose from, and a lot of the cards that we're going to be collecting are from all different sets. Some of which are from either standard sets from the newest ones, and some are from historic decks or historic sets of cards that you can only play in Historic. So Historic is kind of like the older mode that has like every card just about that you can possibly play, outside of cards that are specifically banned. But Standard just is going to have all the newest sets of cards, and then Alchemy is an even more limited pool with newer sets. But it has the addition of the Alchemy specific cards, which kind of gives you a lot more unique cards to play with. Some people really like Alchemy, some people hate it. If you play Historic has Alchemy cards included in it. Some people don't like that, but if you don't like Historic because of it, you can play Explorer, which Explorer is just an older version of Standard, but minus the Alchemy cards. So got different modes you can pick from. I like Historic because I like using any and every card I want to play with or whatever. So, but anyway, so we're ready to craft this deck, and we're gonna look at it for a second after it's done with the craft. So finish the deck. If you look up here at the top, that first slot that you see is like 1 mana cost cards. Then it's 2, which is actually a little bit of a drop off, and then it's 3 mana cost cards. So the majority of this deck is all 3 mana cost cards, and then there's like a few that are 4 mana cost. There's nothing 5 or 6 or bigger. The biggest card is a 4 mana cost card. I might even can cut a mountain just to add another card, because 25 mountains is probably a lot for a deck that is such a low mana average, and we have a 2.5 mana average. I think because of all the 3 drops, and it's like it's so critical to get your land drops to get to 3 lands. Once you get to 4, everything after that is irrelevant. But I think I'm gonna keep the 25 for now and test it out. But Shock is a removal card that deals 2 damage to an opponent. Now, why isn't this showing me what this card is? A preview. I'm not sure why they're not showing me the preview, but this Burst Lightning card might actually be a better card. I don't know. But 10 Street Cadet is our 1 mana drop or 1 mana cost creature. So turn 1, we really hope to get a 10 Street Cadet in our hand. The Shock is not as important, and then Impact Tremors. Ideally, we want an Impact Tremor, so that's going to do damage every time a creature enters the battlefield, which is pretty cool. Obliterating Bolt is a little bigger removal spell than Shock, so it'll kind of clear the path for some of our guys to attack in. I think Sear Slicer Goblin is a really good card. Unfortunately, it's a rare card, so we have to get a rare wild card to exchange for it. So that kind of sucks. Otherwise, I might would have thrown in another Sear Slicer Goblin, just because it's a cheaper mana cost creature that can get into play earlier. Burn Bright is pretty good, but it's more of a finisher in my opinion. So you want to get a bunch of goblins into play, and then swing in and activate the Burn Bright, similar to what happened to us in this last game, where our opponent finished us by casting the Burn Bright card. And then Frostification, I'm just gonna test this out to see if this is any good. If it turns out that it's not really good because we just don't have enough creature cards or something, I might cut some stuff. Because right now we have 13 creatures and 22 non-creatures. So that could be kind of tricky, honestly, by having not as many creatures. But a lot of it is this goblin gathering. So 4 goblin gatherings are literally putting goblins into the battlefield. And each time you cast a goblin gathering, it's going to put even more goblins into the battlefield. So this is a card you wouldn't mind with ending up with all 4 copies of it in your hand. Just because after you cast one after another, you're going to be able to put more and more of those guys onto the battlefield. So that's kind of cool. And then the Krinkos, the Krinko 10 Street and the Krinko Mob Boss, both Krinkos will be able to kind of like pile up a bunch of goblins onto the battlefield. The one we really want is the Mob Boss. But I kind of think between Raid Bombardment, which will be able to deal a bunch of extra damage, and the Goblin Gang Leader, we should be able to kind of pile up damage on our opponent to kind of get him off the game earlier than later. And then we got Ogre Battle Driver, which is kind of like the Goblin Chieftain. It'll give stuff haste, but it also boosts stuff temporarily the turn it comes into play, which is pretty huge. Whereas Goblin Chieftain gives a permanent buff to all goblins as long as Goblin Chieftain is onto the battlefield. So I'm hoping the combination of all this stuff will get us some good gameplays and maybe a win. Otherwise we can tweak this deck, build a whole new one in the future if need be. The only other thing I'm missing out of this deck is I'm missing card draw. There's 0 card draw in this deck at the moment. But my hope is that we can finish the games early within the first 4 turns, maybe a 5th turn if need be, and we won't need to draw cards beyond that. So we'll see. Hopefully this is like I said, a 4 or 5 turn win, maybe a 6. If I need to pull out a little extra turn to win. But so yeah, name of this deck is Goblins Everywhere. We're gonna go ahead and give this a try. I do want to check the time real quick. All right, we got time for one game. Let's go ahead and play Spark Rank. Oh my gosh, we can't play Spark Rank because this has to be probably a let me see something here. It would have to be alchemy, but specifically these don't count as alchemy cards. Interesting. That's interesting. I will take that into consideration with tweaking this deck. Can we play regular? No, we cannot, because only alchemy is unlocked. So, man, that sucks. This might be a little longer episode. Bear with me. Ah, man. Okay. Yikes. So, all right. Let's switch this back to alchemy. That changes things a little bit. So this guy is unavailable. Man, that makes me want another Sear Slicer Goblin, maybe. And these are three drops, so let me see here what we can do. Okay. Let's get rid of that guy. honestly, I think I kind of want this dude. Let me see. Yeah, let's get rid of him. I might just have to throw in a couple more goblin gang leaders. Now I need another rare to finish this deck. Okay. So we're gonna have to open up at least 5 more packs. Let's open up some more. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Couple of boom barrel sets. Oh, I like this guy. Huh. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So now we got a rare now. Alright, let's recraft this deck now. In the future, I'm probably gonna get rid of this stuff and then put back the original goblins that we had, but for now we're gonna craft it like so. And let's go ahead and hop into a game. Alright. Probably should have took that into consideration, but yeah. Alright, goblins everywhere. So this is an alchemy playable deck. So this Spark Rank mode specifically wants us to play alchemy decks. So playing somebody named Yoshi. Alright. Interesting. We get to go first, that's good. Opponent have a turn 1 play, and he does. I'm gonna go ahead and shock him. See what happens. Let's see if he has something to play here. Okay, it doesn't seem like it. Cool, we get to get in for an attack. Boom. That triggers Spear Slicer Goblin to create another goblin. So we've got a little removal here. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's do a little goblin gathering. Add some more goblins to the battlefield. We did miss a land drop, but it's okay. We still got stuff to play. So okay, nice. Let's go ahead and get this guy out the way. How do we want to play this? I think we want to go ahead and hit the Goblin Gang Leader. That guy comes into play, puts you know, a bunch more goblins in. I'm okay with one of these guys dying. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Opponent's sitting over there with a lot of lands. He's got 6 mana for him to play stuff with. Got the whatever horn beetle. Oh, we got Ruby. Okay. We got something else he can play. Little removal. Okay. This way bad guy. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it for now. Go ahead and do this. Go ahead and attack with all my goblins. You know what? That wouldn't have been enough. Nah, probably not. Go ahead and kill his beetle. I think it's gonna be game over with here in a second. We shall see. Okay. Put something down. I'm hoping he chooses to attack with something. Okay, he does. He does. He's reconsidering. Thank you. Thank you for attacking. Thank you for attacking. Does he have removal? I'm not gonna block anything. Interesting. Okay. This could be it. Give her a hug.
I got towards my finger.
Interesting. So he's got something in his hand. I don't know if it's gonna save him from losing the game. If it's removal, he could potentially wipe out like Goblin Gang Leader or something, and then survive this wave of attack. Okay, yeah. So he doesn't survive. So. All right, so we got the win. Let's go. Let's go, Yoshi Yosh. We got the win. Let's go. All right. We got an achievement. Who needs cards? Sweet. And we got one of the challenges done. Cast white or red spells or whatever. So cool. Let's just see what the achievement looks like. So there's different color mastery achievements. We did one for red here. It says win a game with no cards in hand. Boom. Done. Easy peasy. Red is one of those colors that seeks to just hit you hard and hit you fast right out of the gate and not let up the onslaught. So red pretty much wants to dump every card they have in hand onto the battlefield and just hit you with a wave of attacks so fast and so hard that it ends the game within 2, 3, 4 turns. You know what I mean? That's the faster you can end the game, the better is the goal for every red play style. Every red deck seeks to end the game quickly, and there's no need for to have a stockpile of cards in your hands, or even really to have to utilize card draw, different card draw mechanics, because you don't expect the game to go long. That's pretty much every red strategy. I've built red decks that are more mid-range and kind of in-game strategies, and they're fun because that's the way that I typically like to play. But you know, playing aggressive and fast is really the red color's strength. So generally speaking, like that achievement, we won with no cards in hand. That should be the typical way to play if you're playing red. It's just to dump everything that you have, kill your opponent as fast and quickly as possible. So if you saw, I didn't even get any of the really good cards that could be like crazy game enders. Like honestly, like that gameplay, I didn't even get. Let's see. I didn't even get a single impact tremor. I did get the burn bright, so that's kind of one of our game enders. Frostification, I think that'll help. I don't know how powerful it'll be per se, but then the Ray Bombardment, that's another card that will really put us over the top and win games, because we'll just attack with a swarm of goblins and then just be able to get a bunch of damage triggers off of each one attacking. It was cool that we had a couple of goblin gang leaders. We dumped a couple of those onto the battlefield, and it put not only the main card, which is a 2/2 creature, but it puts in 2 1/1 goblins as well. So you could just imagine if we pile up a bunch of goblins onto the battlefield, and then if we happen to get this Krinko mob boss down, this can tap and create a ton more goblins. And if you have the impact tremors, it's going to deal damage for each one of them entering the battlefield. And there's another enchantment that's like Goblin Bombardment or something like that, where you could sacrifice all your goblins to deal damage as well, which is pretty powerful too. So, all right. Anyway, that's enough of an episode. I've played quite a bit. Did some deck building today. You'll see in future videos when we deck build other colors that there's a totally different strategy for building decks for other colors, just based on that deck's play style. So this one, you know, we want to play fast. We want to pile up and kind of build wide, because none of these creatures are big creatures. Like 10 Street Cadet is a 1/1. Bunch of this other stuff, like the goal is to put a bunch of little 1/1 goblins down and just kind of pile up the damage that way. Goblin Gang Leader just essentially allows us to build wide immediately, which is cool. And then if we have this Ogre Battle Driver down, that's pretty powerful too, because every thing that comes into play, it's like they get the Burn Bright just for coming into play, which is kind of cool. Because you can imagine, what if we do Krinko's ability, put a bunch of 1/1 goblins down, but they end up with haste because of the Ogre Battle Driver, and they get all +2/+0 applied to them. Like that's pretty powerful. Anyway, enough of the video. Thanks for hanging out and watching this one. We're a little over an hour now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.